Good morning, and great morning to everyone. And welcome to the Rise and Slay Morning Show. My name is Rochelle Slay Queen Hemingway, CEO and founder of Slay to Success. I advise and empower women professionals, especially women veterans, to step up into their most authentic personal brand to gain lucrative opportunities. And we're focusing on four specific areas: appearance, body language, communication skills, and your digital presence. Because I am learning more and more and more. The way that we approach either our business or our career, we have to build a strong, memorable personal brand. So that way we can attract the right opportunities, increase our visibility, as well as our confidence. All right. So, we are using the slay philosophy, and slay means to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, to dream big and work hard until you own it. It is also an acronym that stands for universal life and leadership philosophies that really resonate with me the most, and they are: stay ready to be ready, lead out loud, a sense of community, a sense of family, and knowing you are built to last. So as you come on in, y'all, please let me know where you're streaming in from. Tell us your name. Let me give you a proper shout out, because you could be spending your time anywhere else because there's a lot going on in these digital streets. But you decide to come and stop in here just for a hot second so you can listen in to some of the things that I'm going to share with you this morning. Well, first of all, I got my workout in, y'all. I did a 60-minute treadmill hit boot camp workout. Okay. Yes, it was hard. Yes, I was thinking, I don't know what I'm doing, running up a hill, sprinting fast, lifting these heavy weights at the age of 52. But that's what we're doing because I have been very consistent, and this is how I show up. Okay. With this energy, and I'm feeling absolutely slay amazing this morning. So hopefully you are too, and you are planning to move your body. If not, that you've already moved your body and you are getting after your goals, your dreams, your aspirations that you really desiring and deserve. Okay. So, and I also want to wish my mom a happy, 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 happy birthday. Today is her birthday, y'all. So you will see another post going out on LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIn. And on Facebook. Hey, Facebook. Just recognizing my mom for all the contributions that she has made and just giving her flowers on her day. Okay. I'm also streaming into YouTube. So if you're streaming in from YouTube, let me know that you're on that side of the house as well. But here on this show, on the Rise and Slay, okay, morning show, is where I really talk about building a personal brand. What is your brand, right? What is personal branding? How does this affect and impact your career, your life, your business? And I'll tell you, I kind of stumbled upon personal branding. It wasn't until I retired after serving, yes, 30 years in the United States Air Force, y'all. Sometimes I had to pinch myself and think, did I do that? Yes, I did that. 30 years and 25 days to be exact. And I realized I was building a brand without really knowing it. And when I was approached or told, hey, that's what you're really good at, you really are on point, you are slaying it when it comes to that, I said, you know what, let me just step fully into this. And then I realized from my career that I had been building a personal brand for a minute. Okay. And it's not just by the looks, it's not just by, how people took me in. It was all the things that were I was doing to holistically. All right. Yes, I was sharp as a nail. If anyone would see me in the uniform, you'd be like, wow. I got a lot of my jobs or the opportunities, roles that I served in the military from the way that I was carrying myself, the way that I was talking, the way that I was engaging. And all these things started to really add up to where I'm at today. And as far as slay started to emerge when I was at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona, and that was back in 2000. Y'all have to excuse me on the years here. It's 2016. So 2016 is where I really started to see, me really fully taking on my own and my own voice, my own way of communicating, the way that I carried myself again throughout my time. And then I made Chief Master Sergeant while I was at um, Luke Air Force Base. One of my airmen who unfortunately lost his battle with depression, one of his favorite words was slay. He used to tell me all the time, you slaying it. Okay. And so I took that word and I said, you know what? I'm going to use it for good because I was in a deep, dark place. All right. When I left to go on a deployment to Jordan and Kuwait, I was in a really dark place and I started to journal while I was there on the deployment. And I saw that I can turn the word slay into something more impactful, so much more powerful. And now, y'all, I am a speaker. I speak either on the military side because military, y'all still love me, and I love that. Y'all still love me. And I'm a certified image consultant because I love fashion and I love, the way that we can convey a message in our appearance, and a personal brand expert, again, where I am working with women and we are coming up with a plan on how to use this tool to get them where they want to go. They have goals. And so that is what I do most of the time, most of the day. Okay, I'm working with several clients right now. Who we got here, y'all? Hey Tish, how you doing? Good morning, Queen, and welcome to the Rise and Slay Morning Show. I hope you're doing well. Yes. And Chevy, hey Queen, how's my sister from another mister? Good morning and happy to slay. Oh yeah, journal writing is such a good way to figure things out. It absolutely is. Because you can like write them out, but not only are we journaling, we're taking action. And that was the other piece that I learned when I was on the deployment. Yes, I was journaling, but I really need to step into my inner power. I really need to speak about things that were not right when I was out there in the deployment. And I remember a certain incident that occurred when we had this surgeon general from a specific base. It was at the it's at the Air Force level actually, came out. They were doing a little tour out there and so forth. And I was speaking truth to power, and they did not like that. All right. In fact, I got into a little bit of a kind of, I say healthy dissent. I got into a little healthy dissent conversation with a colonel. And at the time, I was a chief. And we went back and forth, and they were saying I was out of my lane. I was not operating where I should be. And I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to have folks out here who are putting their life on the line be affected by other people who are not trained to be out here in this type of environment, which was at the time a very harmful. It was harmful. It was life-threatening environment where I was at, and was at the border of Syria. And so there was a lot of things that were happening at that time, and I did not want anyone on my watch to get hurt, all right, or injured. And so that took a lot of courage for me to kind of speak up, knowing that anything could happen. They could have sent me home, y'all, and said, you know what, this is the end of your career. And sometimes that happens. But hey, you know what? Everything that is in your life, it happens for you and not to you. So I learned a lot. Okay, not only from that incident, but from my 30 years of military career experiences. And so today, y'all, I want to share with you about how you can get into your spotlight. Okay, your spotlight, not anyone else's, not taking on anyone else's persona, not taking on anyone's blueprint or whatnot. It is what you are most good at and what you can really connect and build relationships to get you where you need to go. So I thought, and this is serious, y'all. I'm being really transparent here. I thought when I retired from the military after 30 years that a lot of people knew me. Okay. Like I was thinking, oh, you know what? I'm going to start my business. And, people are going to start, reaching out to me, and they're going to want all these things. And I'm going to start really growing my business right at the very, very beginning. And I was like, okay, yeah, why is no one really coming for me? You know what I mean? Why is no one really reaching out like I thought they would? What is happening here? I'm speaking to the abyss. There ain't nobody even listening out here. I have had this message for like, 5, 7 years. And now I retired. I'm like, I'm believing that everyone is going to, take me on. And I was like, what do I need to do differently? So I needed to really get out of my head and stop thinking certain things and assuming that everyone knew me, especially starting a business. And I had to increase my visibility. So last year, before I take a note, you said learning that things happen for you, not to you, is such an important thing to understand. It absolutely is. You know why? Because we fall in the trap of the woe is me. All right. Why is this happening to me? Why am I having to deal with this? And then you get into your thoughts that you can't get past and you're stuck. You get stuck at that certain situation, at that certain place, and understanding that these are lessons learned. All right. And how do you deal with that? How do you deal with situations that are so horrible? All right. And I had to learn right away that I had to dig myself out of it every single time and think about, what did I learn? Hey Dale, how you doing? Good morning, and thank you for joining us live here on the Rise and Slay Morning Show. So I really thought my military experience would speak for itself, and it really didn't. So I had to really create the message that resonated with my audience. So last year, y'all, I took on personal branding, meaning I've been very intentional and conscientious about what I'm doing and how I am moving and where am I spending my time and with whom. Okay. And I changed things drastically. And I increased my visibility by having this show. I added this show. Then I have the Slay to Success talk show, which is on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I bring in a guest. And we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about leadership, wellness, mindset. I joined several organizations where my ideal clients were. I also do a lot of virtual networking events, um, and going out and speaking. And a lot of times, these things are pro bono, if you will, but I started to increase where I was going and sharing my message over and over and over again. Even if I knew people in the audience have seen and heard me before, we got to continue to share the story. What is your message? What is the um, reason why you're showing up and doing what you're doing? When things are not moving along, we have to ask ourselves, what do I need to do differently? Absolutely. Because if you continue to do the same things over and over and over again, right, expecting the same, or excuse me, expecting a different result, that's called insanity. I know that there's a quote about it. I'm not quite sure how it goes, but we need to do things differently. And differently means you change your environment, you change the way that you're walking and talking, to change the way that you're showing up. So I said, you know what? I am going to be wearing pink every day. Anywhere I go, I wear pink. Okay, it is my color. I will be recognized. People will be like, what is happening here? There's a consistent theme. All right. I realize that I am a powerful woman. And I'm not saying that to boast or brag or, to give myself a big head or anything like that. But when I look back over my life, I have done powerful things. And so why not bring this into the civilian world? I was scared. I was nervous. I was in my closet. I was crying and carrying on in there. My husband came in the closet when we moved here and he said, "What's happening with you? Why are you crying? What is happening?" And I said, "I'm nervous. I don't think that I'm good enough. I don't know why we came out here. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I don't know what's going to happen." I was nervous about AJ because he went to a different school. How are people going to accept him? There was a lot of things that were going on in my mind, in my head. And so I started to realize that my story wasn't landing where it needed it to be when I eventually got to a point where I'm going to go full time. This is a full press mode here of walking into my purpose, walking into my calling. And now I've got to find my spotlight. You need to find your spotlight of where you know your best talents, your gifts, whatever it is that God has given to you. And you use that to leverage growth, not only from a personal standpoint, but from a professional standpoint. Hey, Latanya, how you doing, Queen? What's going on? How you doing? Let me know. I'm so happy to see you here joining me live today. I'm just going in about finding your spotlight. Okay. So I knew that I had to change. Okay. I knew I needed to change the way that I saw myself and how I was showing up and where I was going. So I had to figure out, who am I communicating to? Well, what do I do most importantly? And why does it matter? Why does it matter? This all matters. Okay. And I'm gonna get like a little bit maybe deep into this. When we get to a certain age, and I'll say for me, it was about 45, 46, I was starting to lose my edge. All these young people, I'm still active duty, were coming to me, and I was like, I'm the old person in here, you know? And I started to shrink just a little bit because I'm thinking they're coming in, they're fresh. I'm over here, I've been in for a minute. And then when I retired, it was even more of that. And I was like, oh my goodness. So sometimes we think to ourselves, we don't have it in us. And I'm here to tell you, you got everything within you. You just need to show the world what you got. All right. Do not hold back. I look at the time that we have still, like I'm 52, the time is shrinking. Okay. And where I could really impact and influence in such a great way other women to build their brand. All right. And to really get in front of the right people and that visibility that we're trying to do. So I worked on really telling my story very like from when I was a young girl, lost 60 pounds, came into the military, got into the military, had a whole bunch of things happen, 30 years, came out, wrote a book right here, started on my journey, started speaking. Now I'm like booked and busy, hashtag booked and busy. Okay. And so I really know that my years in the Air Force really taught me some lessons about leadership, about resilience, about adaptability, and how these lessons now serve as the foundation of my mission to empower women to slay their goals, okay, and to embrace their personal brand. And stop looking over your shoulder, stop looking to the left or to the right. I'm gonna need everyone in here. I know a lot of you are military, right? We've been in the military, served for a number of years. It's time to dress right dress. Okay. Look at what you got going on and then start to show up consistently, intentionally, and unapologetically. All right. So I started saying yes to opportunities that scared me, literally scared me, like to the point where I would be driving to the event. Would have like a mini panic attack at times, a lot of sweating, a lot of talking myself off a ledge, thinking, what are we doing out here? Why did you think that you could hold a stage? And I said, you know what? I'm going to keep on showing up. And I started doing speaking on podcasts, speaking here on the lives, hosting webinars, and launching these workshops. And I'm now like, I have a whole schedule, y'all, and I'm trying to keep up on it because I leaned into vulnerability and sharing just not my achievements, but the challenges that I faced from transitioning from my military life to building a business, which is so much. There's so much that goes into that, right? So, one of the pivotal moments was when I began connecting with other women veterans and professionals who were navigating their own career transitions. And it wasn't just about talking, it was about really listening. I was listening to what they were telling me and understanding their struggles. And then I'm like, well, how can my story and what I have gone through help the next woman? And how can I bring them along? And so I started offering actionable strategies to help them to step into their chapters with confidence. All right. And like I said, a powerful woman has, certain traits. And for me, it's like courage, fierce, emotional intelligence, um, the way that we move, how we consistent. Um, and all these things really add up and play into how we can grow our audience. And I have been able to really increase the level of networking connections, the right ones. And so they're bringing me in, I get an opportunity. I'm looking at these as opportunities to showcase who I am. And visibility isn't just being seen, y'all. It's just not being seen, it's about being felt. So really, we got to be standing up for what we believe in, showing the value that we bring to the table, and being relentless in the commitment to serve others. So it's not about making our choices for our voice to be heard, but it's also to be remembered. Are you remembered when people, you know, talk in closed doors? Are they speaking about you? Are you top of mind? Oh, I'm right here with you. I've been getting involved with the local talent and it's outside of my comfort zone. I'm in an extra in a movie. Wow. And currently supporting a musical production. It is now a full body yes for these opportunities, one at a time. Congratulations, Queen. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We got to get out of our comfort zones because we know what we have. We know the inner power that we have. So I help my women, that my clients that I work with, we unleash that inner power. We make that plan. We go through some steps and I'm like, get on out there. Okay, I need to see you on all your social media platforms. Telling the world, hey, here I am. I'm ready. I'm ready for what is to come for me, for the things that are waiting specifically for you. So this is really about the transformation, all right? And it really for me hasn't been just in the professional life, it's been in my personal life. Um really getting this visibility and continuing on to take on opportunities that are in alignment with my vision. I'm reaffirming my purpose. I'm also strengthening my faith, and it's allowed me to connect with a community of women who inspire me just as much as I hope to inspire them. That is what's happening. So I'm grateful that I took the leap of faith. All right. I took the leap of faith this past year, 2024. I, have been fully committed and dedicated to working this business that I have, working for opportunities to share my message, to share what I have really been able to overcome, and now I help my women to bypass red tape, to, I help them to like really get past these hurdles and obstacles by sharing the strategies that I have learned, and really show up for yourself. Okay, you show up for yourself in the way you wish others would show up for you. And when you do, you not only create opportunities for yourself, but also for the countless others who are waiting to be inspired by your courage. All right. So I'm just letting you know, like, your spotlight is waiting for you. You just need to step out of what you think or what you believe that other people are going to think about what you do and how you do it. Like, let's not get distracted by what other people are, saying. And I have learned that the more and more that I step into myself, the more and more that I look back over my life and figure out from where I came from to where I'm at right now, I just, again, it's a very surreal moment for me, because I could literally just say, I'm just going to sit on a rocking chair outside. I got a rocking chair in front of our house. I actually got it for a going away gift when I retired. And I could sit out there and I can watch people in the neighborhood and just, let my life go on by. But what I decided to do is to take all the things that I have learned over a very long time, package it up really well, and help other women or organizations to really either rebrand, to brand self in leadership roles that you're wanting to go into, stepping into that next chapter really fully and just powerfully, and just really going out and doing the dang thing. I guess that's just what I do. Okay. But I had to increase my visibility in a different way. I had to, get out of my head that everybody knew what I was doing. Nobody, nobody, I wouldn't say nobody. People knew what I was doing, but they weren't quite sure of what direction I was going into. Now I know exactly where I'm going. Okay. So this has been the Rise and Slay Morning Show. This is an opportunity to find your spotlight, not anyone else's. Lean in into your gifts, your talents, your expertise, your skills that you know that you do best at. And you need to really figure out how you're going to create a different lifestyle for yourself, a different way of living, the way that you can grow if you're starting a business, how you can get promoted into those next levels if that's what you're seeking to do. All right. So, this is your opportunity to do that. So, let's start making some changes. Let's start doing things a little bit differently. We are in January, okay, of 2025, y'all. And we're almost in February. So we've only got a few more days until February. So if something has been popping up for you and you're like, I don't know if I should go or not, you probably need to go. I'm just saying. Um, there's a lot of events that are happening and occurring around your local area. Just step out there and see what it does. Okay, so this is your Slay Queen, Rochelle Hemingway, CEO and founder of Slay to Success. I advise and empower women professionals to step into their most authentic personal brand to gain lucrative opportunities. And we are focusing on appearance, behaviors, body language, communication skills, and your digital presence. All right, so once again, I will be putting out a tribute to my mom because today is her birthday. So when you see that, please give her lots of love, y'all. And I will see you all on Sunday night if you join me on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or you can come back here next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have another episode of how you can create a strong, memorable personal brand to leave an unforgettable impression. So keep on slaying until you can't slay no more. I got a few comments. Yes. And yes, happy birthday to my mom. to the queen. Y'all gonna see it here. So I will see you all very soon. Love y'all. Bye-bye.